All right. Hey guys, we're here with Robert Desai. Say hi to the camera, Robert.
Hey, what's
there
up?
we go. And he came. What place did you come again?
I came third place.
At.
The Ottawa Regionals.
Sweet. What were you playing?
Brandon blind second.
Okay. Let's see how that works.
So I went undefeated in the Swiss, and here's the get list. So we start with 3 of all the Q names. So 3 Shearing, 3 Havness, 3 Murley, and then 2 Rhinos. So a lot of people cut Murley down to 2, but there's a reason that I need 3. I need to see as many Q names as possible, and I'll explain that later. And 2 Rhinos is also necessary. You can run 1, but I need 2 because I need a target for a card that you'll also see later.
The spicy tech.
And then, of course, because you always want to see names, 3 field spells.
Yep, standard.
It's insane. And then 1 Celiac, you need a search it. Sometimes you blind second, but sometimes you search this to break the crackback, or if they make you go first for whatever reason. And then for the Brandick stuff, I'm running 2 Alibers. You need 1 to always have off opening, so you need 2. 2 falling of Alibers, because if you draw 1, then you cry if you only run 1. So you need 2. Just how it is. Card's also next to normal summon. I normal summon and super poly this card like 4 or 5 times today.
Pretty good.
2 Tragedy. This card is insane to mill, insane to picture off Shearing, insane to picture off opening. This card's just nice to have 90% of the time. 1 Ecclesia and 1 Albion. So I needed cards that were searchable off of with like Falling of Alibaz in the text, and I decided to run these 2 so I could have options. This is just a draw 1, and this is actually just cracked. This adds back every turn, comes up so much.
I mean, that also is really good with the tech you have, right?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I need names to search for the tech. And then 1 Aglib, because sometimes it comes up. I normally side this out unless it's into a grind matchup. But I mean, I don't know. Card's cracked. It's summoning back Mio Jig when we summon against. 3 Brandick Fusion.
Standard.
Like you run the Brandick cards because of this card. I mean, yeah. 3 openings. Skangag. You need to see Fusion. 2 Regs. I like to get 2 because you mill enough that you can always see a Falling of Alibaz or a Gaspian Grave.
Yep.
This card also helps a lot because you can send Falling of Alibaz for cost, so with Bricky Hands you can still resolve Reg. Reg actually came up a lot more than I thought it would. I'm very happy I ran 2. Lost. Some guy didn't understand how this card works and lost his entire board in like 5 chain links.
Yeah.
He can't respond to the Cure Field spell, he can't respond to Mio Jig, he can't respond to Kaleido.
It's actually the best card.
Like, I destroyed his entire field, and then next turn I did it all again with Chimera. He can't respond to anything. Brandick Field Spell, because I wanted more Field Spell names, and I wanted a Poly in the deck. I was originally running King of the Swamp, but it was way too bricky, so I replaced it.
Oh yeah, interesting. You don't have, yeah, that's interesting. I like that.
Retribution, this is a target for Albion the Shaggy Dragon. You send it, you draw 1, this adds back from graveyard. You mill so much that this is always live.
Yep.
3 Fusion Deployment. This is the reason I'm playing 2 Rangarhooks. You always need 1 in deck so you can Fusion Deployment it out.
Yep.
This can also summon Albaz, which never came up. Rangarhook's just way too good. I mean, going second cards, because I'm playing second deck, so 3 Dark Roller, 3 Super Poly, 3 Mystic Mind.
Yep. Have to play it.
This card won me against Flu, this card won me against everything, this card wins me against Sprite. And the Mew match, which I never played, but...
Yeah, what were your matchups, by the way?
It was a lot of Sprite, 1 Sun Avalon Link, and 1...
Clearly not important, okay.
Yeah, something not good. But mostly all
not
just
memorable enough for me to care.
It was all just Sprite, but I had to wait against Sprite in 2 matches because it takes so long to beat them.
Yeah.
But, you have to 2 them, or you tie. Those were my 2 ties. My 2 ties were, I couldn't 2 them fast enough, so I won them. Game 3 I win all the time because of my side deck, but I never got there.
Okay, Chad, let's go.
2 Power Desires, you're playing 60 cards. Yeah. It's broken.
The 1-ofs, yeah.
Broken. You need this for mine.
Yeah, pretty standard.
You need 1 in your deck or you will actually die. You run 3 field spells, so you're in Certification. Terraforming. Another blind second card, Imperm.
Yep.
I decided to play Imperm because of tactics and because Sprite will pass if you Imperm them, because they normally make Gigantic with Reg if they're feeling safe, and Imperm I do the turn every time I resolve it.
Nice. And then last but not least.
So I will get to this card later.
Oh, okay.
I'll come
Okay.
back. This is the best card of the deck. I'll come back to it.
It's actual tech.
So for the extra deck, we have one Kit Kalos and one Collector Heart. I was thinking of playing two Kit Kaloses, but in testing, the second one never came up. If your opponent knows you're running one, then you're screwed because they'll banish it and you lose. But no one knows, and everyone runs two, so they don't expect to like banish it and for it to be relevant.
Hard calling Ottawa regionals. I like it.
Collider Heart is just cracked. This card is just insane. You need to play it. Like it's like obvious. This is my brand gig package. So I would run one Albion and one of the other one that switches a fusion name.
Albalinatus, yeah.
Albalinatus, but you need two of these for the side deck. You need two Albion just. I'll show you later.
I mean,
Lebellion's broken. Mewjake,
We'll get to these ratios in a second.
I would run another Albalinatus on top of everything, but it would have only come up once. Masquerade. You need this in time. Also, it makes people lose when they're at low life points. I made people unable to play multiple times with this card. Then the fusions for the other fusions for the tiers.
Yep.
Mud Dragon. It's just to shuffle back stuff that you left. These two are like the normal fusion summons that you target if like you ran through your normal tier cards. These cards crazy. Big Sprite makes them level 1. They cry. This card was literally only a super poly target, and it came up obviously. It's good. And then you run Chimera because you run the regs.
Yep.
You run Proskenian. People probably don't expect this card. I've stolen Togs, I've stolen Barons with this card. This card is like insane. You steal a Tog on their turn, you Tog negate, and then you steal it back. They don't even get the act back because you're chaining this. I don't know. Card's cracked. It shuffles back Rebellion too, which comes up a lot if the Rebellion gets ogred or like sent to the graveyard somehow and they imperm it, you just need to shuffle it back. So you need something that shuffles back a light. And then Duck the Dark Charmer. So I tested a lot into heroes and they give you a guide that negates your spells, so I ran this guy because of it. Also, if they end up negating, stopping you from getting to your fusions, Dark's useful. It came up a couple times because they deburied me, and then I would just make Dark. Alright, and then we have Test Fraud. So, this card is insane. The reason I run it is because I run 3 High Spirits, okay?
This is actual attack.
You see High Spirits with any tier name, that's literally just game. So no one ashes this card because they re-gig and they're like, this card's useless. But what happens is you see it with any tier name, like Havness for example, except for Rhino. Rhino doesn't work. But you High Spirits, send the Havness to grave, send the Guest Frog, and then you search your Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, or you search your Ecclesia for if you need to break wolves, Albion if you want to just like plus. You shuffle these back, you make a Kikalos, and then you have Kikalos and a card that you searched in your hand, and then Kikalos also searches. So this card's literally part of Greed. It's
broken. Absolutely broken.
Additionally, it came up a couple of times, specifically when they deburied me, where I would brand get High Spirits, target like a Falling of Albaz or an Albion, and I would just send second Albion to graveyard, and then set like a brand gigging rag or an opening so that during their turn I could play. This card was cracked. The fact is the quick play is even better. If they debury you can set this, pass on their turn, activate this, make Kikalos, send Rhino picks one, you summon, and make 3 fusions on their turn.
It's the modern day Allure Mercurier, honestly.
This card is nuts. It with Guest Frog is literally the reason I gig so well. And that's why I run 3 of all 3 tier names and 3 of the Field Spell, because seeing this with a tier name is game, and that's like what I want to see.
Alright, honestly, we should just skip the side deck.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do you have any shoutouts you want to give?
I'm gonna shout out my friend Aiden here. He gave me like pretty much the entire brand core. I want to shout out Milan for selling me some tier cards. He's not here. He dropped. He did not great, but he gave me all the tier comics for free, and he sold me the field spell. So that's pretty nice.
Anyone else?
I also want to shout out this Discord server I joined to like critique this deck, and they all said it was trash, and then I went third and got defeated. So shout out to you guys. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, shout out to GK too.